Welcome to Variations with Bella. Today we're going to be learning Nikiya's variation from Act 1 of La Bayadere. This is her first entrance into the ballet, and it's a beautiful solo. It's all about the emotional port de bras. There isn't a whole lot going on with your legs other than like beautiful bourrées. So it really is all about your port de bras, your head, finding your angles. In this variation, basically Nikiya is a temple dancer. You live in the temple. You've devoted your whole life to your religion, and you're also not supposed to have lovers. You're supposed to wholly reserve yourself for your spirituality. So this variation is a ritual. I think it's something that you do regularly to communicate with God. If you don't want to think about God, think about the universe or whatever you feel like exists as a higher power, and try to connect with a feeling of spirituality, whatever that means for you. If it's going to church, if it's listening to a beautiful symphony, if it's looking out at a beautiful mountain landscape, whatever that means to you, just tap into that feeling of wonder and connecting with something bigger than yourself. So, the beginning of the solo, you enter the stage and you have these beautiful slow walks, very long walks, walking with your head very level. You have a veil covering your face. You're articulating your feet beautifully. It's a really nice grand entrance actually. And you get to center, and you're like, I don't know, what's his name? I don't know, but he's your like spiritual associate, I guess. You get to center, you have the veil pulled off, and he says to you, like, please begin the ritual, and you step to him and you bow. Keep your elbows lifted, and one finger goes to your forehead and the other goes towards your heart. So you bow, and then there's introductory music, and you do like a long tendu, keeping the front leg stretched, and you do a tendu, and you reach up to heaven. Make sure you don't like lead with your shoulder. This is relaxed. Always keeping that feeling of like life and your spirit coming from the center of your chest, pulling you and reaching out. And then you have the first note, and you do a plie, and you reach with your arms, bend and reach 3 times, and with each one you get lower and lower on your supporting leg. So, and reach, and reach, and reach. And then you bend forwards, you almost sweep the floor, and then you like swirl up with your hands into like a beautiful S-shaped curve. This variation's all about creating curved shapes in your body. This part's actually the hardest part to me in the whole solo. It's really challenging to like find the correct feeling and line in these first steps. So you sweep down and swirl, and then you turn around, keeping your weight on your supporting leg. Try not to fall in between 2 legs. And then you do a pique. It's like a high coup de pied, not quite passe, not quite a low coup de pied, and finish in a tight sous-sus. And we're doing a position it's based off of these arms, but you're shortening this one a little bit, relaxing this one. There's still life in it, but it's not in second position. And there should be like a beautiful S curve, like you're using your hips and just finding different angles to play with. Sous-sus, and then you go roll down on the left foot and drop your elbows and extend your elbows in allongé, and then you do one more little coupe fifth, and then plie relevé, and try to stay up as long as you can facing the back. Show your back off. Plie relevé, tempe, your arms are crossed at the wrists facing up stage, and then bourrée in a little semicircle back to where you started. Open the right arm and tendu, and again tendu onto a stretched leg, and lift reach up and slightly turn your hand. And then same thing on the other side, but behind the music. So the timing's different on this side and you only do 2 pushes. So you go and push, one more time, and swirl up again, and susu, and attitude, little passe or coupe, and soutenu. And on the soutenu, leave your head trailing behind, and then your arms swirl and you lift up as if you're lifting something very heavy. And then you go step right together, hands and feet are together, and you pray and exhale. Relax everything. Let me show you guys this first section with the music. All right, get ready to bow, everyone. Long, and swirl up, curve, stay, try not to fall over. All right, so that's the beginning. How'd you guys do with that? The most important thing is to fill out the music. See how like it sounds like there's a note and then there's like a reverberation almost? So you're doing the same thing with your body. So note and then like keep growing into whatever position is. Accent and extend, and accent and extend. So just make the music visible. On the first side, you're going right on the note, and the second side, you only do 2 pushes, and you're a little bit behind the music, like note and, note and. One thing I think about is like, so I do the first side, and then I think that connection isn't really being made to God or whatever, and so then I'm like, okay, let's try this again on the second side. Like, I know you're there. If you're there, give me a sign. There's so many different internal dialogues you can have throughout all of this, but it just makes it more fun. I had an idea, but now I can't really remember what it was. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is your arms, they roll and go like this. So I think I'll show you a video of my coach Arena showing this because it's so beautiful. It's like you're giving an offering of yourself. Sorry, I'm putting my shoulders up, which I shouldn't be doing, but I was feeling it. So from here, you're giving an offering, and then we're gonna bore around in a circle. This is when the fire pit comes in handy, because we're gonna bore around the fire pit. Your arms go like this, and you do the tiniest little like pas de cheval into fifth, very delicate. And give your offering bourrée. We're gonna bourrée all the way around the fire pit, gradually raising the arms as you go around. And then when you get directly behind the fire pit, you have another one of these. Again, you're lifting something very, very heavy, and use your eyes. And then we lunge, and you go over the fire, cross your arms like this, and then sweep right, left,
Just use your back and let your arms follow right, left. And one more time, push up. And then we're gonna walk around the fire pit, watching it very closely for a sign. 2, 3 steps around. I'm gonna show part 2 with the music now. Push. Around the fire pit, big circle when you have space. All right, you guys got the fire pit section. And after you do the right, left, and push up again, then we're gonna think of very, very gradually and gently dropping your arms back down to this position. I think this position is just, it means you're like a servant of God. My God, ballet sounds so crazy. Now we're moving on to the fast section, and I'm gonna move my fire pit because I need to use the Marley, my patch of Marley from Harlequin Floors. Thank you, Harlequin, for sending it to me. Okay, so then we go walk, 2, 3, little rond de jambe with the left leg, and then we go attitude, step, step, attitude, crossing over. So walk, 2, around, and attitude, step, step, attitude, down. On the attitudes, you can either do these arms or you can do these arms, whatever you prefer. I'm just gonna go with simple classical. You're gonna go and pique, step, step, pique to tendu front. Keep your arms like this, or you can also do arms crossed. But if you do arms crossed, just make sure you don't involve your shoulder. Make sure you keep your back up. Here, and then bourrée, side to side, bourrée to the right. Same thing, and bourrée to the left. And step, same thing again. 1, step, 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 pique, and bourrée. Bourrée in a little circle around yourself. We're almost at the end of the variation. Then when you get to like around croisé, you're gonna start doing these little, it's like, I don't know what that is, like a little balancé almost around yourself. So you start to go balancé, 2, and think of leading with this arm almost like a dog chasing your tail. So bourrée, 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 and balancé, 2, 3, 4. So I don't know, I'll have to hear the music. Several of those, and then you start to change your arms, and you start to lift your leg, and you hop in a small attitude like that. Just a few hops, and then you roll out of it, fouette out, and just like 2 or 3 chaînes, and finish with the note with a lot of emphasis and like fervor. Okay, so that's it. It's, as you can see, very simple steps, and it's literally all about the style and what you have to say with the steps. And I feel like because the steps are so simple, you really want to emphasize and make clear whatever it is that you're saying, and also the dynamic, so it's not just flat throughout the whole thing. Dynamic dancing is what we're looking for. I'm just gonna mark it. Step and step and. Little circle around. 3, 4, and lift it up into, this is like a pretty, we want to have one long line. So like not too high, not turned in, just one harmonious curve. Again, everything in this variation is a curve. So I usually do 4 balances, 4 slow hops, and then I do like 3 or 4 fast hops, and then shene, 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 and finish. And I think also like as the variation goes on, I think you become more and more like filled with this religious fervor. So you're almost getting like a little worked up, like when things get faster, like you're doing everything with emphasis. Same thing I talk about every class, which is a big Arena Kolpakova thing, is to like always have your arms preparing before you go into anything. So it looks like you're holding the position longer. So just think of that on the attitudes and attitude. You're getting ready ahead of the note. Are you guys getting the combo? You feel good about the steps-ish? Yeah, once again, like this is just to learn the steps. Not to go crazy and do everything too full out. Just like take it easy till you know what you're doing, you have a good floor, and then you can go full immersion Nikiya. Let's do it all together from the beginning, guys. Everyone, you have entered the temple. Your veil has been ripped off. Oh my God, the whole audience is like, oh my God, she's so stunning. And everyone get ready to bow. And we're gonna go from the top of the variation. Ready? You're bowing. And summoning all of your power. Slowly dropping the arms. All right, isn't that like such a fun variation? I love it. So cool. And you just get to feel like so beautiful and like powerful. Whew, all right guys, well that's the whole variation. Oh yeah, on these bourrées side to side, think about almost like you're like a tree in the wind and being like blown from side to side, almost like by forces out of your control. On these, like, don't bounce up and down. I think I'm doing that a little bit. I always tend to want to bounce instead of just stay low. Think of even like winging your wrist a tiny bit to lead you around. I don't know, for me, I always find the pushes are actually the hardest step for me. And even just the simple position, which is a motif in La Bayadere, the temptation is always to like, you want to reach so far that your shoulder goes out, but just try not to do that. It's just like very relaxed and natural. Everything in this variation should feel very natural, just like, and then on top of that natural organic placement, you're just adding curves. Oh yeah, I should also add, this is Natalia Makarova's production of La Bayadere, and I've done like every part in this production, from Temple Girl to a Shade solo. I've done Gamzadi, I've done Nikiya, and they're all really wonderful roles. And I think the depth that all of the characters has really depends on the interpreter, and it's always been like fun for me to try to make them my own and also make the characters have depth, because with any ballet it's easy to just become a cartoon because the stories are so out there half the time. But I think the more you can like bring your own life experience to sort of feel your way into a character that feels authentic and that the audience can actually genuinely care about is always my goal. That's something also I love about ABT. There's so many great actors in ABT. Like, you can go to the ballet a different night of the same show and see like completely different interpretations. And I love that. So yeah, there's never really just one way to do anything. Sorry for the rant. Thanks guys, that was so fun. It's such a beautiful variation. Okay, bye you guys.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe.